Hi, I'm Mark Peters with CrossFit Riverfront. Today we're going to continue our series on improving your rowing. Today we're going to talk about the stroke itself, how you move your body, how you can make yourself more efficient. We're going to focus on 4 different areas. One is posture, and then we're going to break down the motion of rowing into 3 simple moves: your legs, your body, and your arms. First thing we want to talk about is posture. And I know that sounds boring and unnecessary, but I see a lot of people doing it wrong. And with rowing, if you get your posture wrong, not only does that make you go slower, that also can put your back at risk. So the good news is it's very simple to do correctly. Basically, you want to sit up straight, proud chest, just like in a lot of other CrossFit movements. Get your weight up out of your hips, and then have your back ready to take on a strong load. That doesn't look like a barbell, so you don't think of it in terms of a strong load, but because you're going to be pulling it a lot of times, it's very important that you get the back into that good braced position. Again, you want to get weight up out of the hips, proud chest, back basically neutral. Everybody has a slightly different posture, but you know where you are to have a strong pull. And then it needs to stay that way through the entire stroke. The catch, the drive, the release, and the recovery. Your back should stay straight and strong all the way through. There's no point at which it makes sense to sort of dump it and relax. That's going to dissipate your power, and again, it's going to expose your back to potential injury. Okay, now for the rowing motion itself. It's a complicated motion if you look at the whole thing, but if you break it down into its component parts, it's actually pretty straightforward. First, there are the legs. The legs move from shins vertical to shins horizontal. It's important that you don't go past vertical with the legs. The problem with going past vertical is you think you're getting extra length, but in reality it puts your knee in a very bad position. You can't generate a lot of power, and by the time you get back to where there's good strength, you've lost a lot of your leg drive. So you think you're getting more length on your stroke, you're actually not. You're actually shortening the effective part of your drive. Next is the torso. All the torso does is it goes from back and forth between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. So here we're at 1 o'clock, and as we drive back, we go to 11 o'clock. A big fault that I see is people trying to get extra length by going way past and leaning. The first problem is that tends to break your posture, so you've lost connection with the rower. Second, the further you bend forward, the further back your seat goes. So once again, by the time you get into a powerful position, you've lost a lot of your drive. Again, you think you're rowing longer, you're actually shortening the effective part of your drive. Similarly, I see a lot of people, particularly short people, who feel like they need to go way back, sometimes even as far as that, to get extra stroke length. The problem with that is you're not only doing a rowing stroke, but you're also doing a high pull and a sit-up with each stroke, and that's going to drain you very, very quickly. So you may get a marginal increase for an individual stroke, but it's going to drain your batteries a lot faster, and it's going to make for a slower time overall. The last piece of this is arms. Just like when you're lifting a weight, it's important that the arms be straight at the catch. You're going to be supplying the power with the legs and the hips, and if your arms are bent, then the first thing that's going to happen is they're going to tend to want to straighten, or you're going to be wearing out your forearms trying to hold them. So keep the arms straight, and with your legs, shins at vertical, body forward, begin the drive, and about halfway through, you finish by bringing the handle toward your chest. Don't bring it in and jam it. Instead, bring it in right about at the sternum, tap it down a ½ inch, and have it go in a fluid motion. It's just like a chain going over a bicycle sprocket. In and out smoothly. If you were to go to almost any rowing club, they would do something called the pick drill, and that's what we're going to go over today. The pick drill is going to be something that you can use at the start of your warm-up. It's going to help you get all of these components fixed in your head and start to put them into muscle memory. So to do the pick drill, you're going to sit at the release. So that's legs flat, body's at that 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock position, depending on which side of the row you're on, and arms straight. You begin by doing just the arms. You're not looking at the monitor. It's not about pulling it hard. It's just getting a good fluid motion, pulling in high, tapping down a little bit in an elongated oval, like a bicycle chain. When you've had 5 or 10, however many you want to do of those, then you add in the body. And now legs are still staying down, body's going between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And you're remembering to keep that good posture as well. When you've had enough of those, we're going to add in the leg drive. A lot of people freak out when they start adding the leg drive, so we're going to add it in parts. The first part is just a quarter slide. That's just a tiny pop of the knees. drive. Notice that my knees don't come up until the handle is past them. That's very important for maintaining an efficient glute stroke. After you've had a few of those, you go to half slide. And then eventually to 3/4 slide. And then finally, all the way to shins vertical. If there's one thing you take from the video, it's get your posture right. Sit up, weight out of the hips, chest proud. But also think about the rowing motion. Legs from shins vertical to shins horizontal, body between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, arms straight at the catch, and then fluidly in and out of the body. And when you come in for your next workout, think about doing the pick drill as a way to put that into muscle memory, and hopefully that'll help improve your